We speak now to you in order to bring knowledge, awareness, keys, codes, and triggers regarding your individualized matrix grid field, the electromagnetic aspect of all that is you, that which exists as the true perspective that is you, that is perceived from the human viewpoint as being outside of yourself or surrounding yourself. In truth, this individualized matrix grid field stands in no place and in all places, in no time and in all times, for it is a quantum field and a holographic replica of Source. Yet even outside the perception of the human vehicle, this matrix grid field is perceived as an individualized entity from an individualized point of view. Many know this perception as that of the soul. Many know the individualized field as the aura. When one stands within conscious awareness, regardless of level of expansion, one activates this field and thus the human brain patternings and pathways and the DNA, moving you into the Merkaba activation and the higher dimensional light body. Awareness of this field can move into your sphere of perception in many ways. One presentation of this perception is that of sacred geometry and your relation to it as the central core. Working within a linear framework, one would activate awareness of the horizontal rainbow bridge pathway after one has worked with and become familiar with the vertical pillar of light. From a more unified and multidimensional perspective, one would activate awareness of the horizontal rainbow bridge pathway and the vertical pillar of light simultaneously. It matters not the perception, for when utilizing the language of light through the use of sacred geometry, all is understood, utilized, and activated. Therefore, we present to you the metaphor of the quantum stream perceived as future and past as the horizontal rainbow bridge pathway. We utilize the term rainbow bridge here, for this symbolic presentation of the language of light opens many corridors within the vast cosmic library one knows as the Akash, if you will. Rainbow bridge, building the connections between spirit and physical, stretching across the fourth dimension to connect the third and fifth dimensions, uniting the left and right hemispheres of the human brain to move you into genius flow. Without the bridge, one cannot cross from one place, if you will, to another. Therefore, utilizing wormhole technology within the vast awareness of your mind, that which is the cosmic mind, filtered through your own personal interface, allows you the freedom to explore all that you are, navigate and create your reality, and move back into source perspective when you so wish it. The horizontal rainbow bridge pathway connects past and present so that one may learn from what has gone before. The horizontal rainbow bridge pathway connects present and future so that one may utilize choice regarding what is yet to come. The central core, the point within the center of the fractal, the place of creation, is where you place your awareness when working with this geometric field. If one visualizes the rainbow stream stretching out before you, in front of you, ahead of you, moving always within the horizontal, and one holds the knowing that this is the future for you as an individualized entity along a linear projection. From the perspective of the consciousness you experience when existing within a third-dimensional human body, then one works at a deep level with the language of light, standing as the somnambulist, the most receptive and suggestible of all who hold the frequency of the hypnotized one and the frequency of the hypnotist simultaneously. As master and apprentice, both unified, so one may hold the knowledge of all things and the purity of innocence in one moment, mirroring the pattern of source. This puts the individual human incarnate in physicality in the driving seat, if you will, of his or her own reality, experience, and life. The awareness of the individualized matrix grid field allows a different perspective, a multidimensional perspective of self that stretches beyond the third dimension. The perspective includes the third dimensional reality when the root chakra aspect of the vertical pillar of light is activated. It is for this reason that we suggest the vertical pillar of light as the first conscious awareness of one's own individualized matrix grid field when working within a linear framework. The horizontal rainbow bridge pathway can be perceived as exactly that, a pathway of fine gravel or sand surrounded by rainbow-coloured flowers, a pathway perhaps of light, rainbow-coloured light leading to a bridge or several bridges, or the pathway as the bridge itself. The metaphor of the yellow brick road is another presentation of the rainbow bridge pathway. The yellow brick road to be found somewhere over the rainbow. The symbolic presentation is in alignment when it is yours and yours alone, coming from self, or is in alignment with the presentation of another's creativity of mind. All is understood and utilized as the language of light. The horizontal rainbow bridge pathway is the forward movement into the current perspective of consciousness that you experience within your physical incarnation, as well as the forward movement of the individualized matrix, the path of the soul itself. Moving forward in infinite flow throughout lifetimes, existences, realities, and perspectives within the linear framework. The rainbow bridge pathway stretching behind you, depicting that which you have already walked, that which you have already touched, and that which you have already experienced, within a linear framework as past in your current physical incarnation, and past throughout all lifetimes, existences, realities, and perspectives from the point of view as you, as all that is you and where you stand now, in the now, the current space, the 0 point field. Holding and anchoring the vertical pillar of light and the horizontal rainbow bridge pathway simultaneously forms the sacred cross of which you are the central core. The awareness of this as a living, moving, flowing, conscious fractal allows you to merge with the reality of that which is true self, held within the fields of the one in physical third-dimensional incarnation. This is the true ascension. The awareness of that which you truly are whilst still in the body. You take your body with you into the fifth dimension and beyond when you hold awareness of this, thus manifesting and activating the body of light, indeed the rainbow body of light. This is the apex of your journey as a spiritually aware soul in human form, yet only from the perspective within the linear time frame. The apex cannot be reached unless linear and non-linear are merged, allowing matter to meet antimatter, allowing brain patternings to move into the beyond the theta and bringing you to the simplicity and humility of all that is within a human awareness. When simplicity, complexity, and humility are understood simultaneously and within the frequency of surrender, with the activated individualized matrix grid field, one has reached and embraced the apex of the journey. And thus begins the next climb, the next ascension. For indeed you hold yourself at the central core and as the central core of the grand fractal that is you. The grand, infinite, ever-moving, ever-flowing, ever-expanding fractal that is you. Once one holds mastery over the vertical pillar of light and its reuniting as a spiral, and over the horizontal rainbow bridge pathway and its reuniting as a spiral, one stands within fully realized Christ consciousness as the central core within the sacred cross. Within the spatial awareness of that central core, one expands into the sideways movement of the rainbow bridge pathway. That which is not walked in forward movement, but is sidestepped, if you will, into the quantum worlds. That which is you and all that is you as a close to you replica of who you are, defined by one choice, 1% of movement within the timeline, if you will, increasing in choice, increasing in percentage, until you stand as all of humanity and beyond that which you know as human. You stand within the sideways arm, if you will, of the sacred cross, as all things, one perspective within an infinite sea of perspectives that each individualize, standing as their own holographic replica of Source. Then, the movement into the diagonal aspects of the sacred geometric individualized matrix field that is all that is you, you move into the awareness of the flower of life formation. Once your awareness holds the diagonal aspects, one moves into that which we call intergalactic or interstellar travel. This is the movement beyond the fifth dimension, allowing all of time and space to be discovered, explored, and blended with. Allow the diagonal aspects to form at their own pace, at your own pace. One takes as much time as one needs in anchoring the vertical, the horizontal, the sideways, holding the cross, and expanding the vertical. Trust that which is you. For once the awareness of the diagonal is held, and one stands within the flower of life formation, one begins to experience fractality and spin. One stands within a vortex, if you will, at the central core, and one merges fully with the spirit guidance systems and collectives, higher self, source self, angelic aspect, extraterrestrial family, and holds all and infinite beingness and individualized beings experienced from the human perspective as all that is you. One perspective becomes many perspectives and infinite perspective. All this is available for all incarnate human beings and all consciousness structures. How can it not be so when the flower of life is all that you are? When one holds the awareness of the flower of life formation, one experiences the true flow of consciousness, source energy, light, and love. The flower of life holds the flow of life, and the flow of life allows you to expand exponentially and multidimensionally within your human experience and move into full actualization and realization. As each of you embrace the individualized matrix field through the language of light and the awareness of sacred geometry, so too does humanity itself, as a singular collective, embrace the individualized matrix field that is humanity. So too does Earth itself, as a fully conscious planetary system, embrace the individualized matrix field that is third-dimensional Earth, moving your planet, that which sustains your life as you sustain hers, in harmony, into a fifth-dimensional planet. This process has begun, and at many points it has reached critical mass levels. As you approach the end of your year of 2014, there shall be yet another gateway, yet another shift in awareness as the individualized matrix field and the flower of life formation is brought into focus on a collective level. To experience awareness of the individualized matrix grid field and the flower of life formation, one has but to ask. At the very second that your desire is pure, then it shall be so. It can be no other way. Yet allow the linear third-dimensional reality to catch up, if you will, with your askings and your pure desires. Whilst the manifestation of your pure desires are instant from our perspective, one takes time and enjoys the journey when one experiences the third-dimensional perspective. And in the journey is the joy, the bliss, the golden mean frequency point, when one releases resistance and allows flow. All experience shall come to those who hold a pure heart. For how can it not be so? The individualized matrix field and the flower of life formation is with you now, has always been with you, and shall always be with you, for it is you. And one is fully able to see, feel, hear, and experience this most sacred, infinite, and blissful aspect of self as sacred geometry through the language of light. We are the white-winged collective consciousness of 9. Gateways within, gateways within, gateways within, gateways within. Come with me on a euphoric voyage.